Never thought I'd see the day. The quick.
Rivia. And here I feared I would see it no more.
I believed you would. I believed you could succeed. Be victorious, Your Grace.
We've not arrived just yet, Reynard. Look. Black flags still flutter over the cities. We've yet much work before us. More battles to fight. More blood to spill.
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
Hundred and 102, 103. Hundred and 52, 154. I smell a leak.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. Aye. Should have listened to me old lady. My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. Blood washes away all shame!
Infiltrate! Yes?
Quiet, or the Commissar will hear.
Company! Forward march!
Teufel!
We got a job to do.
Elherzer!
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
Yes!
Scheiß in Teil!
Off to the front yet again.
Prepare to fight, if you've any honor.
Quiet! Oh, the Kommissar will hear.
Destiller Teufel!
Elherzer!
Meve needed but set one foot into the Ruwode to know something was amiss. The sickening stench of rot hung in the air. Flies swarmed in thick clouds, and crows cawed in a deafening cacophony. What had caused this murder to amass? Well, Meve's scouts soon found out,
Your Majesty,
reported a certain Sergeant Nadamur.
not far from here, past the bend, there's a cottage and it's full of bodies. Our boys and the blackclads alike. Bodies mutilated, horribly so, guts ripped open, entrails strewn about, heads locked. Somewhere, well,
Yes?
branches embrace him, grip him tight, as if the trees, they strangled him.
Hearing this, The Queen ordered a halt to their march. They would go no further, she thought, till they knew what had killed those men. Luckily, witnesses were soon found. A haggard band of resin burners emerged from a nearby dugout, black with dirt, covered in dried blood.
My lady,
Their eldest stammered.
Blackins came and started felling the wood. Forced folk to chop away, to make way for a town, they said. They pushed hard, right to the heart of the forest where the old oaks grow, and awoke some foulness. The whole camp, black-clads and loggers alike. Done in one night. No time even to draw their weapons. We was lucky. Found pits to hide in. Just heard something huffed and puffed while talking to the trees, no less.
Reynard ordered medics to tend to the tar makers, then turned to Meve.
We cannot wash our hands of this, Your Grace. The Nilfgaardians awoke the monster, yes, but it kills Rivians just as readily.
Reynard speaks words of wisdom and honor, Your Grace.
Ake interjected.
'Tis our duty to slay the beast, no matter the cost in our own blood.
Meve stood at the edge of the clearing and pricked her ears. The Ruwode echoed with the cawing of crows, which seemed to perch on its every twig. She also heard the howling of wolves and a hollow rattling, as if branches whipped in the wind, though the day was fair and still.
That Geralt. He just had to desert me.
The Queen removed her cloak to avoid snags and trundled toward the heart of the wood. Her soldiers followed, clutching cocked crossbows to sweaty cheeks.
As you command.
Don't like this.
We must trust each other.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads. My spirit's willing and all, but these damn boots are killing me.
I smell a leak.
Armor wars.
It's not too late to walk away.
Greetings. What is it?
Deep in the wood, it grew cool, with a thin fog filling the air. Meve pushed past a large branch of hazel and froze. Before her stood a tall figure, nearly human in form, save the moss-covered deer skull in place of its head. Empty eye sockets burning with naked flame, the monstrosity hurled itself at Meve with a roar.
Rally to me!
Cried Meve, raising her shield.
Everyone! Anyone! To me! Be wary. We know not what this thing can do.
Oh, bother. What have we got ourselves into this time?
fascinating specimen. I must study it once we're finished.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
You sure about that?
I smell a leak.
A knight should help. Our codex commands it.
I'd hoped we could solve this some other way.
Feel any burning? See a local healer or wise woman.
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
God's blast it! My breastplate chafes.
Believe it's dead, whatever that means for such a thing.
Attacked from all sides, the monster teetered and swayed, fighting off their blows with ever greater difficulty. Finally, it fell to the ground and fell apart, like an undone bundle of twigs. In disbelief, Meve towed the pile of dried branches and scraps of bark. She saw no blood, no entrails, as if no monster had ever stood there. As if it had all been a dream.
We return to the road.
Meve said, crushing the beast's deer-like skull under her heel.
Ah, and Reynard, I've a request.
Yes, Your Grace?
Once we regain the realm and return to the capital, remind me to issue an edict. No one is to enter these woods, not to log nor even to gather brush. Just in case.
Those dwelling near the Ruwode heaved a sigh of relief, and the Lyrians returned to fighting an invader who, after what they'd faced in those woods, no longer seemed so frightening.
A robust rain hither comes.
Meve arrived at the walls of Gradobor, famed for fine rugs and woven tapestries. The city's artisans had been at work, no doubt pressed by the Nilfgaardians, for atop the tallest spire, that of the town hall, flapped a lustrous ebony flag, a sun of golden threads at its center. So vast was the banner, Gascon whistled in admiration.
Gotta admit, the Blackclads certainly have panache.
And a vast and powerful army, I'd remind you.
Reynard interjected.
Arbalists line the walls. That stench in the air, hot tar. Victory's not likely to come cheap, I fear.
At a price I'm not willing to pay.
Said Meve, tensing.
Let them sit there and stew. Gradabor's not vital to victory.
The Lyrians yet again resumed their march, though some of them glanced over their shoulders. The garish black banner seemed to stare back, a grim reminder that Nilfgaard was a force to be reckoned with. As the Lyrians passed a cemetery, marching along its ivy-covered wall, they heard mourners wailing pitifully to a priestess's moving song. The soldiers dutifully lowered their heads. Their minds sought out fallen comrades and kin, and they wondered whom else the war would yet claim.
Listen,
said Gascon, stirring Meve from her own meditation.
I think I'll veer off for a bit.
What for? To offer your condolences?
In a manner of speaking. But just go on. I'll rejoin you soon.
Meve nodded in agreement, then made as if to ride on. Yet Gascon had hardly entered the cemetery when the Queen turned and followed. Gascon quickly realized he was not alone.
Oh, Meve. Had I been plotting to do you no good, I'd not have announced I was sneaking off to do it.
What do you mean?
Come now, Meve, don't play the fool. You don't trust me, so you followed. Probably thought I'd commune with Epdahi in some crypt. Nay, better, the conclave of mages. Well, rest assured then. For if I truly had something I wanted to conceal, I dare say you'd not have noticed me slip off.
If I truly suspected something nefarious, I'd have dispatched my scouts, not followed you alone.
Which begs the question, why'd you follow? Why are you here? Why have you come?
Because you've not been yourself. You've been acting strangely.
And that gives you the right to spy on me?
Gascon, I've grown used to you bending the rules of decorum, but now you overstep, sir. You overstep.
Oh, will you have me flogged?
Hold your tongue, sir, or I shall indeed. Splendid. Now tell me why you've come here.
If you absolutely must know, then follow me.
Gascon led Meve through the ruins of a mausoleum, past its decapitated statues, past ancient gravestones effaced, past sarcophagi smashed to pieces.
Whose is it? Could it be...
Yes, Meve. My family's vault. The Brossards.
The Brossards? Wait. The Brossards?
The very same. Traitors who in 1258 revolted against King Reginald, your late husband. The earth lie lightly upon him. An error, most certainly. We paid dearly for it. Reginald had no mercy, decimated the family. As you can see, didn't even spare the dead. I was outside, away from the house. 'Tis the only reason I survived. Was 8 at the time, stripped of title and home. Well, I'm sure you can guess the rest. Frankly, do my damnedest not to think on it. But the wall, the cemetery, seeing them awoke all the old demons.
Your crest. I seem to recall a pointer. The Duke of Dogs. Now I understand. The Brossard's trial I remember well. Reginald was angry. He prodded and pushed. Too far. The sentence was cruel, spiteful. I felt it all, but said nothing. I'm so very, very sorry, Gascon.
Water under the bridge. And the past's a thing none of us can change.
The past, no. But the present? I could rebuild your family's tomb. All deserve to rest in peace.
Meve, the war nears its end days now, and you'll have more urgent expenses.
So I shall pay for this now. I'm grateful, Gascon, and indebted, vastly. Let me do this. Let me pay my debt in part, at least.
I thank you.
Gascon remained silent the rest of the day. When the force halted for the night, he sat secluded in his tent. But by the morn, he was his witty, mirthful self again. His family's final resting place would be returned to its former glory. This he knew, and it seemed to lift a weight from his mind. He could now reconcile with his family's tragic past.
can try to win them all, but you won't.
Oh! For Rivia! Yeah!
Thing about slings, they hide well.
New orders? No? Ah.
Oh!
Can't take it anymore.
What do you want of me?
I saw them. No other way.
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
Nothing personal, I assure you.
Ever have a storm knock out one of your teeth?
Hundred and 102, 103.
Her Majesty is exceptional. I live to serve you.
I smell a leak.
Nice Tedatu.
Have her done in a jiffy.
It's not too late to walk away.
Oh!
Discipline, that's what you folk lack.
Again and again and again.
A knight should help. Our codex commands it.
Greetings. What is it?
Gardy Bettles, hungry like a wolf, I am.
As you command.
Pays late. Again. Watch your heads!
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
A highly curious case.
I'll fight to my last breath.
New orders? No? Ah.
Catch! Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
The unworthy shall be punished.
Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
Yes?
Shh! Target!
off to the front yet again.
All right, that's no problem.
Hundred and 102, 103.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
152, 154.
Aye. This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
My boots got sand aplenty in them.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Order! Zweifel!
Hellcatzer!
Herzer.
Life is mine now.
Discipline. That's what you folk lack. Any gloire.
Now, how did that incantation go?
Groto dum anime est, des est.
Scrubbing duty again? Oh, gods.
Wise choice.
Tell me you jest.
I live to serve you.
Yep. Yes.
Armor wars.
Go on, Kazer!
Lyria!
Order! Nothing personal, I assure you.
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting.
Destillat Zeichel!
The Lyrians looked again upon Gradabor's walls, coal-black banners flying over them.
As I said afore, your grace,
said Reynard softly.
Victory won't come cheap.
No cost is too high,
said Meve, a hardness in her voice.
Reynard, Gascon, ready our men to attack.
The Lyrians needed no more encouragement. Since arriving, they had reveled in anticipation of taking the city, then ripping the banner from its spire.
It will be difficult, your grace. The walls are strong.
I smell a leak.
Fuck, our arse is moving.
Hold it! You mad? Don't shake that! Life is mine now.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Gate! Someone's opening the gate! Forward, march! Nilfgaard!
I'll fight to my last breath.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
Nothing personal, I assure you.
I think you'll really like this one.
Territoire!
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
Kazel!
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
Herzer.
A highly curious case.
Don't like this.
Yes. Excellent, Seifel!
Elhörter!
Yes. Excellent, Seifel!
Elhörter!
Victory, Your Grace! The city is ours!
The battle for Gradobor was a hard fight, though not quite as hard as most had thought it might be. During the assault, at its critical juncture, a blow fell from the blue. The unlikely heroes, merchants and burghers brought together by the city's guilds. A wave of them, all riled, swarmed the blackclads at the gates and opened them wide to let Lyria in.
Onward! Follow me!
As fighting died down around the city, Meve rode for the town hall on a personal quest. Nilfgaard's vast, garish banner rippled overhead. With its halyard cut, it plunged like a great black bird, stricken. It was the last any would see of the golden sun over Gradobor.
3 cheers! Hip, hip,
hooray! The Lyrians were victorious, though not without aid. Meve met with the merchants who had roused the townsfolk, inspired them to rise up and fight.
Many of my soldiers, dozens, perhaps hundreds, owe you their lives today.
Said the Queen.
For that I am deeply grateful. No, deeply indebted. Should you know a way I might repay the debt, don't for a moment hesitate to ask.
The merchants exchanged glances, nodded, grunted, agreed with each other without uttering a word. Then one, a clothfuller, his moustache most robust, stepped forth, bowed low, and spoke for them all.
Your Majesty, the invaders brought laws. Laws what don't agree with customs we've long held. Non-humans they forced us to accept. Let them join our guilds, sit on the city council. It's right ridiculous it is. These treacherous dwarves, why, they've been on their side from the start, so it's no wonder. But, well, the Nilfgaardian reforms, we'd like you to revoke them. Non-humans must know their place.
An awkward silence ensued. All turned their eyes to the Queen, awaiting her response.
I agree. Non-humans must know their place,
began the Queen.
So listen closely all. Whether elf, dwarf, gnome or human, it matters not. My subjects are equal.
Your Grace, you said it thysen. Were it not for us...
My troops would have died, true. Yet among the dead, there'd have been dwarves of Mahakam, I've no doubt. Dwarves who agreed to fight by my side when none believed I could prevail.
The tradesman huffed, the tradesman puffed. Meve silenced them with a firm swipe of her hand. She left Gradobor that very day, furious at the city's merchants for their bigotry, and irked at an unpleasant truth, that even the vile Nilfgaardians occasionally got something right. Come nightfall, the Lyrians pitched camp. Meve sat down and stared into the fire. Her officers, advisors, kept their distance, unsure if her eyes burned with the fire's reflection or a fury deep inside. Only Gabor dared approach her.
You ken, not long back, I asked myself, Gabor, you bampot, you gone bar me? Left my home,
Clan. Family. And for why? To follow a human queen. But the day you showed me, I made the right choice.
Gabor stood and went back to the mess tent. Had he lingered a bit longer, he'd have seen Meve smile.
Dwarves don't let humans into my camp. Why have we got to let them into our homes?
Beautifully knocked those racist knob-lickers down a peg! Here, here, dear.
The Devil's Tower. We draw near, Your Grace.
No sign of Willem yet, far as I can see.
Unsurprising. Prompt he never was.
The Queen had chosen to meet Willem at Devil's Tower, and not without purpose. The structure stood on an isle, so no foe could approach without first exposing themselves on a narrow bridge. The isle had little vegetation midst which to conceal a large force. A small unit could evade detection. Altogether, not much to fear.
No escorts were your terms,
began Gascon, with a hint of mischief.
but better safe than sorry, I always say.
What are you suggesting?
yours truly, and 4 chaps behind the walls. Give a signal, any signal, and we'll leap to your side.
Meve struggled with her conscience. There was no honor in Gascon's plan, but prudence, certainly. In the end, she nodded in agreement, though not without compunction. Willem arrived soon after, the heavily armored cavalry he had in tow clearly there to boost his courage. He left them at the foot of the bridge and rode across alone. A stiff wind from the river nearly made off with his ermine fur cloak. Willem and the mother who'd borne him stood face to face. They gazed into each other's eyes, waiting to see who would look away first. When neither did, Meve broke the silence.
Time flies, and I've a kingdom to liberate. No need to drag this out. What's this about? Tell me.
I thought my messenger already did.
Oh, he did. And how? Willem I wishes to arrange a truce. Only, Willem I is in no position to parley on an equal footing. Willem I can, at most, offer his unconditional surrender, because Willem I's losing this war.
Yes, Mother, I am. And I see that by losing I've at last made you content.
Don't play the victim. What next? Will you say you turned cloak because Mummy showed no warmth, displayed no feelings?
'Twould be unfair, any such judgment. You did show feelings, chiefly enmity, contempt. But that's not why I betrayed you. No, I simply disagreed with your choices, assessments.
I had every right to do what I considered just and good.
And I had every right to voice my view, which you ever ignored. Yet this is neither the time nor the place to discuss that. Let us parley as strangers. I'm losing, you say. And you're right. But I haven't lost yet, and have no intention to surrender. I am ready, however, to renounce my fealty to the Empire and pledge my forces to you. As long as you fulfill my conditions.
Let me hear them.
First, you will not rescind the reforms I've authorized already, any of them. Second, you will guarantee both my safety and that of my advisors. Third, I shall remain your heir, and next in line for the throne.
These terms I cannot accept.
Well, I had to try, Mother.
Yet I can't deny your courage either. Come here. Look me in the eye. This couldn't have been easy.
No, it wasn't.
I trust when the time comes, you'll show the same nerve on the battlefield.
I shall seek out your banner. Let the gods then settle our dispute once and for all. Goodbye, Mother.
Willem bowed, turned and walked away. Meve's anger burned still in her gut, beneath a heart now heavy with grief. Soon thereafter, Meve's army set out towards Rivia Castle. It would not be long now before the decisive battle.
Your Grace,
said Reynard, saluting and clicking his heels.
Peasants from the Scala region have arrived at camp. Supplicants, wishing to deliver a plea to your person.
Meve sighed. Supplicants, trials, audiences, all aspects of queendom she did not miss.
Very well, bring them here,
She replied.
And instruct them to be brief, with no digressions.
The band of commoners was led by a sturdily built beekeeper dubbed Ethelred, son of Theobald. Finding himself in the Queen's presence, he fell to his knees and waved his arms in his best impression of proper etiquette.
Oh, my lady the Queen, your gracious mightiness, take pity on us tillers and toilers. Wars all around, leaving us but scraps to live off, belly that to be honest. So we beg you, don't do it. Don't raise the levies. We can't pay more than...
What?
Meve interrupted.
What the devils are you talking about?
What? Your decree? One they nailed to our notice board.
The peasant said, sheepishly pulling out a parchment and pointing to the relevant paragraph with his rough finger.
We, Queen Meve, do hereby proclaim that if our throne we shall recover, the tallage, murage, and pavage we shall raise threefold. The expenses of this war, for to compensate at the cost of the common folk.
Meve and Reynard exchanged astonished glances. They had issued no such decree. Yet the document bore her signature and seal.
Perhaps it was Willem's doing.
Impossible,
Meve said firmly.
my son sank low, but not so low as to forge my name.
Then who fabricated this decree?
The Nilfgaardians.
The Queen replied without hesitation.
They have access to my seal, to my scribes. They wish to spread fear, uncertainty and doubt, turn my folk against me. And they are liars without any honour.
The Queen tore the falsified document to shreds. Knowing this would solve nothing, she had to find the printers churning out these fakeries and end their run.
Naturally. At once.
Watch your heads!
Should have listened to the old lady. Over! This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
$152, $154.
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
Scrubbing duty again? Oh, gods.
Feel any burning? See a local healer or wise woman?
Hey?
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. Aye.
I saw them. No other way.
Oh, could murder a pint.
We must trust each other.
Tell me you jest.
Ah, should have listened to me old lady. Very glad! Shh, cork it.
I fear not, for Fae guides me.
Discipline. That is what you folk lack. Very glad.
Wait, you're serious?
Please wait, Your Excellency. I'm falling behind.
Hail Captain!
Edvilto dum anime est. Des est.